On Thursday, rapper Lil Wop, who was previously signed to a record label owned by Gucci Mane, revealed their intentions of fully transitioning from a man to a woman. When the rapper made the announcement, some weren't sure if it was serious. One user would write, "At this point, I think this is just your last-ditch effort to save your career. This just doesn't seem genuine at all." Now, in addition to this, others would accuse them of using the transgender community for clout. Today we have our company hype analysts Capone and Pierre calling into the show to give their thoughts and reactions. But first, let's take a look at this clip.
A lot of people thought that this was a clout chase because you know, shortly after that, you deleted the pictures and...
Hey, I had clout my whole life, so I ain't never gonna do no goofy shit for no clout.
Who was the first person that you told that you were bisexual?
Shit, nobody. I'm a private motherfucker. I don't tell nobody my business. I told the internet, so that's when the whole world found out, yeah.
Now, I do think it is important to note the rapper name is Lil Wop, as in W-O-P, not W-A-P, as Cardi B has explained in her song. But Pierre, I'm gonna come to you first and get your reaction. You know, a lot of people are assuming this is just for clout, but I'd be interested to know what's your reaction after seeing these clips.
Well, you almost took it out of my mouth. I was gonna say I did not hear his name with Megan and Cardi, but you know, I mean, you know, these young cats are willing to be expressive now and go to a place that we didn't go, you know, in my generation. You know, for those who were, you know, homosexual, they wouldn't really talk about it, you know, especially in rap, they wouldn't mention it. But nowadays, these kids are willing to say, hey, this is who I am, this is what I do, you know, it's all what it is. I'm actually glad that he did express himself. At least now we know where he stands, you know, before they wouldn't know. I'm always down for those who express themselves. Just let me know where you stand so that I can operate from that situation there. But you know, more power to the young brother if he feel like he needs to express himself and tell people how he get down. You know what I'm saying? Now we have choices of, do we want to engage with him, support him, or not support him? So at least he's, you know, cool enough to tell what he is.
Yeah. Capone, let me bring you in and just kind of lay it up for our audience as well. So about a year or so ago, Lil Wop will actually come out to say that he's bisexual, and now he's, you know, come out on the internet to say that now he's they're transitioning from a man to a woman. Capone, come to you. What are your thoughts? What's your reaction after seeing this surface?
I'm saddened that so many of these young kids are going whatever route they're going without actually. I mean, my thing is, what does his sexual preference have to do with rap? I've never heard of him, never heard of his songs. Half of these young guys, we don't get a chance to get to know them, know anything about them, because if you notice, most of them are dead after they first hit. So it's really a sad situation to where, you know, this stuff has been going around from time when we were back in the days. It just was different. You know, they had the producers that would try to seduce you and sexual preference and give you drugs and, you know, I mean, sexual advances and give you drugs and all of this. This has been going on for a while. I just don't understand that people don't see the pattern of something that's an agenda now. I mean, whatever your sexual preference is, that's your preference. But if you want to become a woman, you become a woman. My thing is, what I'm really puzzled about is, why is it being not even thrown in our face, shoved down our throats? If that's his choice, that's his choice. And like he said, he's very quiet. He don't talk to nobody. But who was the one that told him, all right, let's put it on the internet that you're about to become a woman? I don't get it.
Pierre, I'm going to come back to you. Both of you may mention, you know, this has been going on for a long time. I think we're just at a time where we're seeing a lot of it on the forefront. You know, you have Young Thug, Lil Uzi Vert, Tyler the Creator, some of these who have identified as being bisexual, while, you know, others have just decided, you know, hey, I like getting my nails painted or wearing dresses and things like this. Pierre, let me ask you, do you think this is where hip hop is headed? Do you think we're headed in a direction where we're starting to see, you know, more rappers, you know, whether they're men that are coming out to be gay or vice versa? You know, do you think we're going to see that more and more in hip hop? Do you think that's going to define hip hop in the future?
Well, you gave Capone a question, a part of the question I understand. Is he transitioning? I didn't hear that part.
Yeah, no, okay, I'm sorry. He originally came out bisexual about a year or so ago, but now he is transitioning from, they're transitioning from a man to a woman.
Him, what's there mean? There.
Proper pronouns, just trying to make sure I cover the
Oh
community.
Lord, okay, my bad. I'm a little old school. Okay, I get it. You know, yes, hip hop has changed. You know, it's funny that, like Capone said, and I said, in my day, we're homosexual rappers, producers, and all this kind of stuff. We didn't really know about them because they didn't come out and speak on it. We found out recently, you know, a couple years ago, well, at least Mr. C, Big Daddy Kane's DJ, you know, DJ was down with men. You know, all the time I didn't know he was down with it. So I don't want to act like today is just everyone's gay today. It's been like that. It's been quiet back in our days. You know, you get your ass whooped up on you say something, or you get hurt telling somebody you gay in the hip hop community outright. So it's not like they weren't gay. There were a lot of gay people in hip hop back then. It just wasn't spoken on as much. It was more people than we think. Now, kids are now, you know, I'm gonna say it this way, in a way they're a little softer. You know, they don't do the stuff that my generation does. These young boys don't change tires. They damn near don't cut grass. They don't chop no wood. If they got to put some firewood, whatever the case may be, they don't do none of that right now. And they're more into the creative part of their life. You know, computers now, they don't do the hard work no more. So a lot of boys now are just going to be more expressive and not as manly as they used to be. And they're going to try different things. My father would be in my ass about if I tried to be homosexual. He wasn't down for that. You know what I'm saying? Not because he was a bad dude. He just didn't grow up right at that time, was cool with. Now these fathers now who aren't in these homes of these boys are these young boys experimenting, trying different things. And unfortunately, some of them are homosexual and some of them are just doing it to have a different look about themselves. You get what I'm saying? And trying something new. To try something new, it's on you, man. I ain't down for that. You know, I don't see what's wrong with beautiful women like you. Why not have more of them like you and try that? Opposed to do. Capone, you my homie, but no way, Jose, bro. You know what I'm saying? I'm not getting down like that. But again, you know, these kids are now going that route. And yes, it will be more it's moving, and more in hip hop will be homosexual. You'll hear more about homosexual or guys who are transgender or wearing skirts or fingernail polish. It's going that route. Right, white boys been doing it forever with punk rockers and stuff. They've been doing it beforehand and stuff. Now these boys are, you know, these rappers are going to try something different and push the envelope. Some of them are, and some of them are real dudes that ain't going to go for that kind of stuff. It's not going to happen like that, and then it's cool. So, yeah, you'll see more of it.
Yeah, great comparison to punk rock, too. Capone, let me bring you in. Same question for you. What do you think? Do you think this is where we're seeing hip-hop, you know, head in this direction?
I don't think it's just hip-hop. I think it's the world.
Yep.
It's all over. I mean, you got to really look. They putting this in schools, the powers that be. The powers that be, whoever they are tired of you not knowing who they are. And they want to show you that they can do anything that they want to do. And this is part of their agenda. This is part of all of the agenda that was going on. When I was coming up, they used to say that the ritual was to get a comedian or an actor to wear a skirt. Once they got you to do that, they knew that they had you. This is just higher grades, higher tests, and all of that type of stuff that showing you that they control you. I mean, my thing is this: whatever his choice is, sexual, his choice is to be a woman, or whatever the situation is. The kid said, "I don't mess with nobody. I stay to myself. I don't." So why put it out on the internet now? What could be the possible big reason to put it out on the internet unless you're trying to sell records? And right now, it seems to be the transgender is the thing to be in order to make any kind of progress in your life, because they standing up and they're the new organization that's trying to take over the world. You can't do nothing. You can't talk about them. You can't do nothing. And so, you know, that's the way I it's crazy to me.
Yeah, no, and I appreciate both of you being candid. Now, what I want to do, I want to take a look at one more interview just to give people a better understanding. And my apologies again, Pierre, for not laying that up properly. Let's take a look at this interview, and I want to come back and ask you all a few more questions.
Being around him, how he carry himself, like he a boss. That's what I want to be. So I be like to myself. Like a couple months ago, we had talks on FaceTime and shit. Hey, I'm winning, man. That's my dream right there. I swear to God, boy. My heart beating fast as hell right now, just hearing that. And he was telling me, like, how he saw me and how much he fucked with me, and I'm like, what? Yeah, that shit just, I was just stuck. I was just struck. We got songs together and shit. He gonna be on my tape. Only person on my tape.
Now, for context, that's around the time that Lil Wop first came out. As I mentioned in the intro, he was originally signed to a record label that was owned by Gucci Mane. So that was him when he first came onto the scene as a rapper. That's what I mean, when he first came onto the scene as a rapper. Capone, I'm going to start with you here. Do you think hip hop will ever fully accept homosexuality? Do you think that's going to be something that, it doesn't become a headline when people do decide to reveal their sexuality? What do you think?
Hip hop is homosexual. It ain't changing into it. It's evolved to it. It's been there. Rappers were scared to come out back in the days, and drugs, all that type of stuff have a lot to do with it. But it's almost part of the. You have to be somewhat a little different in order to be accepted in the community. Like what's the hit dude now? He put a diamond in his head, Lil Uzi.
Lil Uzi Vert?
Yeah, he never said he's gay, but I know that sugar in that tank is overflowing. He got agave in that tank. He got honey, sugar, and all that. And what's his song? He got everybody on the internet doing this. What you want, you don't want this, or whatever the situation is. So I never heard him say he was gay, but you can't tell me that there ain't no sugar in that tank.
Pierre, let me bring you in. Same thing for you. What do you think? Do you think hip hop will ever fully accept homosexuality?
Let me kind of make it make sense. We're talking about Lil Wop right now. No one knew who Lil Wop was before we did this interview. Let's be honest. Damn near. Maybe you did, Tiffany. Maybe you're part of that crew. But the rest of us didn't have no. Okay, I don't know. I'm not trying to say you did. If I say you did, you like, I knew who he was. Okay. But most people don't know who Lil Wop was. We have a story on Lil Wop now only because he's talking about transgender. If it wasn't for that, he would not be talked about. So let's not act like great rappers, the biggest rappers are being that way. We have J. Cole, who's not that way, and he's popular. We got Kendrick Lamar. We got Gucci Mane. We got Jeezy. We got Travis Scott. We got a lot of people who aren't homosexual and who are huge and famous. So let's not let a guy who wants to be gay act like, well, rappers being gay now. It's a little small segment of a little tomfoolery. I'm not going to let the whole thing, great rappers out here now who are doing great work, be pushed to the side because one rapper says I'm gay. And he's like, oh, everybody's being gay now. No, it's not. It's a small segment of the hip hop community that rappers are transgenders and all that. It's not even a big thing. So I'm not going to let a little couple people pop up, and that's all we know them for. Now, if Kendrick Lamar becomes gay or J. Cole is a homosexual, then you can say, oh shit, what's happening now? But to have some no-name dudes pop up, no disrespect to Lil Wop, but to people who ain't really huge, come on now. He only affects the 23 and under. Now, if we worry about that race and them kids only, then we're disrespecting the J. Coles, the Jeezys, the Kendrick Lamar. Like, they ain't rappers no more, making no noise. Really? Go to their concert, sold out, 10,000 people there. So to say hip-hop going that way, no. But are there little elements popping up? Sure. I mean, it's always going to be there. Like I said, back in my day, there was a couple comics, a couple of rappers, whatever, a couple comedians, but I wouldn't say the whole situation is going to be that way, no. And the only people affected is the young kids. Under 23 care about that. Nobody 40, 35, 27 years old is really worried about my man Lil Wop. Is he gay or not gay? You get what I'm saying? Underneath that, maybe so. But I'm not worried about my hip-hop or hip-hop turning that way. And guess what? And if it does, I'll probably be dead in the grave by that time, where all rappers are homosexual or popping up left and right homosexual. So no. I'm not gonna let an unknown dude turn hip hop upside down.
Right. And I think that's why a lot of people are saying Lil Wop is just using this for clout, to get in the headlines, because right now this is a big conversation. Something Capone mentioned, this isn't just in hip hop what we're seeing. We're seeing this across all genres, all different types of arts. And right now, transgender sports, that's a huge conversation right now, where transgender women are playing women's sports, and a lot of people, have something to say about it. So Pierre, I'll start with you if you don't mind on this one. I completely understand what you're saying about, hey, this doesn't define hip hop, and I agree with you there. But I do have a question for you, and I think it's, a question to be asked because of what we're seeing in sports. Do you think we're going to start seeing male rappers that identify as women? Do you think we're going to see them classified as female rappers as we're seeing, not necessarily just in hip hop, but what we're seeing globally across the board?
No, they won't be titled as a male rapper who's trying to be a female and do that in the rap industry will probably just be known as a band, a BAN. A bitch ass nigga. Okay. And that's what he's gonna be known in a rap song. A bitch ass nigga. Okay. And that's all it's gonna become. I'm just being real with you. So they can dress up like that if they want to and act girly and whatever you want to call it. Boom. You know what I'm saying? They're artistically doing it. Come on. I know some people, one of my favorite rappers of all time, had a wig on, wore weird stuff. Remember a guy named Andre 3000? That was a female wig he wore. Okay. And we let it go. You know what I'm saying? He was an artistic guy. So it's going to be as individuals, if we watch that, how we going to feel about it. I can't take him wearing it. If Kendrick Lamar had a wig on today doing and rapping with a wig on and stuff, we just like, okay, calm down, like that. But if you come out the other way and be, girly, all the way girly, they're not going to like you. So hip hop is a masculine thing, but it is being twisted because some of the younger kids are getting into it. And they are a little tighter jeans and earrings and colored hair and stuff that my generation wasn't doing. But it's accepted now. Everything moves and evolves. I'm out of hip hop as far as daily listening to the younger people. I'm still gonna listen to J. Cole and back on. Big Daddy Kane and all that. But the younger kids, let them have it. It's a changing of the guard of not just homosexual, but just everything. The stuff that my generation wouldn't really get into. But in all fairness, when hip hop first started, niggas was wearing tight leathers and feathers and shit all over and looking like village people. Let's be real. And then it moved on to more hardcore looking, with NWA and more, New York hip hop. So it moves and ebb and flows. So we got to respect those little kids because we had people looking kind of fruity tooty when we were up there, first started back in the late 70s. Right. Grandmaster Flash and Kaz and all them people. Yeah, they was a little fruity looking now.
Capone, let me bring you in. Same question for you. What do you think? You mentioned this isn't just happening in hip hop. We see it happening in sports right now. Do you think, we're going to start seeing male rappers that identify as women starting to be, put in the same category as female rappers?
No, I don't think it's going to be rappers. LL said it back in the days. He used to call him he shit, blotitious, Stevie, delicious. That was
whoa.
He was
whoa.
He was talking about them back then. I agree with Pierre about the weird stuff that we used to, but even the ones that we looked up to, I don't know what's going on, but Puffy he had on a wig one day acting real feminine. I don't know if it was a joke or whatever the situation is. I heard Lil Wayne, had a little something when he kissed Baby. It's been around. It's been around, and sometimes we ignore it because of the money facade of it or whatever the situation is. But those behaviors have been in our face a long time ago. And unfortunately, we don't care. They talking about Puffy right now. He's this, he's that. We don't care. That's his choice. Let him make his money. We still happy Puffy makes money. But other than that, whatever his sexual preferences, if he sleep with 20 men, 30 women, whatever, that's his business. I just don't think that people need to put it in a category because he's this, that's hip hop. No, it's a thing where it's a choice. And there's a lot of men out there that make these choices. They just ain't get caught yet, or somebody's scared to talk about it.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, a lot of people do care, but they have selective outrage. They care for certain things, but don't care for other things. Yeah. So they'll yell and scream, this is going to tear the black man, human beings down. Okay. There's other things that are tearing us down, but I don't care about that.
Bigger fish to fry for sure. On this, I think at the end of the day, respecting what somebody chooses to do with their lives. I will say, I do think it is corny if it does come out that he's using, they're using the transgender community for clout. Because there are a lot of people that are, going through that in real time with their real lives. So who knows? We'll see. As you know, headlines are headlines. So I'm sure he got what he wanted, if this is what he wanted, and we'll see it. Go ahead, Pierre, before we close out.
you know, it really comes down to this. If you're so concerned about the new children seeing it or the kids seeing it, then be a parent to your children. Okay, nigga? So you out there on the corner, not supporting your kids, you ain't around your kids, see you once every 3 months and shit. Don't have me hollering about what you want, respecting the gays taking over. You be the father or mother in your children's lives, because hopefully you know better, or you know your difference, you know your sexuality, and if you worry about the children doing it, then you as a parent, be a parent. Don't ask me to be your parent. It's your child. It ain't mine.
And I think that's a great way to close us out. Be a parent. Be a parent. Now, I'm going to go ahead and wrap us up. As always, I appreciate you both for chiming in on this topic. Mr. Capone, I see you in the bright yellow with your Team Capone shirt on, so I'm starting with you. What do you have coming up? And of course, how can people follow you?
This Thursday, I'm in Houston with Ed Love and friends at a cigar bar. Nice big show out there. Couple of comedians, talent. Some other brothers that's on the show. I don't know the names right now, but we got a big show in Houston. And I'm right back to work again. The vacation is over. I'm at the Apollo this Wednesday, and you can follow me on Comedian Capone. If you can't spell comedian, you know, a lot of people hit me up and be like, I know how to spell it.
They get it now. They get it. You're teaching. You're teaching. That's all. Last and certainly not least, Mr. Pierre, what do you have coming up? And of course, how can people follow you?
You can follow me at Comic Pierre. That's COMIC I appreciate everybody's following me. Say what you say. Thank you so much. This week I'm gonna do what Capone did for the last 2 weeks. I'm taking a break with my good friend Ricky Smiley. He's taking me to Bimini, the Bahamas, so I get to see Danielle. Danielle may come over. I get to see Danielle this weekend. So I'm gonna be in the Bahamas. So if you're in Bimini in a private island, you know, like I'll be flipping. You know, I'll be fabulous and flashy. You know, with my split toe sandals. You know what I'm saying. I'll do that in my linen, just relaxing. But watch Comedy Hype this week. I think my girl, Dr. Catrice Austin, she's the dentist to the stars. It's a very funny episode.
The Panic Room.
Oh, sorry, the Panic Room. The Panic Room. She talks about people who got bad teeth, good teeth, and teeth that shouldn't have been in their mouth, the veneers and stuff. So it's a very funny episode. She does a lot. She did Cardi B's mouth. She did a whole bunch of people's mouth.
I was her first client.
No, you must be a second, because she said Isaac Hayes was her first.
Oh yeah.
You might be a first comedian client.
First celebrity. Isaac was her first celebrity.
There you go. You know Catrice. Everybody knows that. So everybody knows Catrice. It's definitely a good episode. Y'all know, she knows all the celebrities and comedians. So that's on this week. And June 7th is a Wednesday at the Comedy Zone in Charlotte, North Carolina. That's right, Charlotte, North Carolina. The tickets are going. I appreciate y'all. Come check me out. It's gonna be a big show. You get to see me for an hour. You can see me for over an hour. You know, you may be tired. You can hit the button here and mute my ass. You may mute me on stage, okay? So come see me in Charlotte, North Carolina, Comedy Zone, June 7th. Get them tickets now. We have about 2 weeks left, so I'll see y'all there in Charlotte.
Well, I appreciate you both for chiming in on this topic. Pierre, I am a little jealous that you're gonna be on a boat somewhere, so whatever. Capone, welcome back. Welcome back to work. Whatever, I'm gonna take my vacation. You watch and see. But as always, I appreciate you both for chiming in on this topic. You heard from us, now we want it from you in the comments below. What are your thoughts about a trans rapper being called out for being fake? For Comedy Hype News, I'm Symphony Thompson.
Put it in the comments. I know the comments. I'm straight.
I don't want to see the comments. I don't want to see. Big fan of the Comedy Hype News Show? Well, now you can join us live in studio for lunch at Comedy Hype. Click the link down below in our description or go to our Instagram page and click the link in our bio for your chance to RSVP. I hope to see you here for Comedy Hype News. I'm Symphony Thompson.